Very good morning to all of you. Good morning, ma'am. Yes. All right. So I belong to Bombay. So anyone here from Pune itself? Raise your hands. Okay, good. Good number of people. And how about people from Maharashtra, within Maharashtra? Great. Good to see. And rest of the people are around India, right? Okay, great. So you're liking the place, all of you? You like the city? What's the best thing that you like? The weather, the traffic, or the warmth of the people who are welcoming you over here? What is it? Sorry? The college itself, the campus and the premise, is it? Okay, great. That thanks to the college administration who has maintained such a beautiful building and such a beautiful campus, as well as the wonderful faculty and very disciplined. One distinct feature that I notice here is a very disciplined and very organized. Okay, that's the best part. So trust me, you're in a best place. You're in a wonderful place and you have chosen the right path for your future and for your career. So as I ask you this question, how many of you have, so I know that this is a MBA course which is specialization in ERP, sort of. So I see good number of women also here. Okay, the ratio is good. Okay, so what I was trying to ask you is, you're the first year students, so have you all opted what is a specialization, or you're still in a thinking that what is the thing that I want to pursue, or you have made up your mind? So let me ask you, how many of you opted for ERP, SAP as a stream that they want to pursue? Raise your hand. All of you have picked up ERP. Okay, within ERP I saw in your brochure that there is a specialization in finance, supply chain, BW, and I think SD sort of stuff. So how many are opting for finance as a specialization? Okay, great. And how about sales and distribution? Okay. And anybody for BW, business warehouse? Business warehouse? Okay, so I'll come to that. Business warehouse? Anyone? BW, there is one gentleman there. Very interesting field, very upcoming and hot skill, I would say. Supply chain, you have picked up supply chain. How many of you have picked up supply chain? Okay, good. So is there anything which is left out, which I missed probably? HR, hey, yeah, human resource success factor. Anybody? Business analytics, okay. Anybody for human resource? Okay. So in that it is success factor mentioned. So from the ERP SAP perspective, that is success factor. So now no more human resource in the technical term. It is more of a success factor which is very predominantly offered by SAP itself. Okay, great. So we have a combination of everything, but I see more people opting for finance as the background, because I trust that that's the field which is very gaining very popularity. Gone are the days when people used to think about finance as just economics or accounting. It has gone beyond that. It is more of a finance, quant finance and analytics, financial analytics, and this has picked up very well. So good, you are in a good combinations. ERP supply chain, again gaining the popularity, because now with all these Amazons and Zepto, etc., the retail market, the supply chain also has significant popularity. Human resource, again, success factor, human resource. I think I was a bit surprised to see less number of people opting for human resource. So anybody still in two minds whether to opt for human resource? I being from that field, I would definitely recommend people to go for it, because there is no replacement for humans anywhere in the world. Humans are going to be a constant factor in any corporate, any industry, or any social setting. Okay, and dealing with human resource is a very intricate and very detail-oriented subject. So I personally felt I chose my subject only because I was influenced that time. I didn't know what exactly the role or the subject is all about. But once I entered into it, it was felt like my area, my zone, because I am so aligned with people and people issues. Now the wellness, the mind, all of these are played a significant role in the corporate as well. No more it's about the psychology or purely the medical scenario. It has entered into the corporate world also. Okay, so great. So to start with, I see that your course is going to start by July sometime, right? And you're all ready and you have next 2 years in your hand to make it big, right? Yeah? Okay. Great. So let's start with decoding what is our success plan, or I would say that we'll go with the first slide. Decode how you can transfer your MBA journey into a powerful corporate career. Okay. So you all are here with some objective, right? So I want to know, when you chose MBA as your course curriculum, what is the inspiring factor? What is the driving factor for all of you? I will ask the question. Probably you can choose the options that you want to. So how many of you are here because their parents wanted them to go for an MBA? Just raise your hand. It's perfectly fine. My parents inspired me to go for an MBA. So how many felt that my parents wanted me to do an MBA, or my parents wanted me to do an MBA and support my business already? Raise your hands. Okay. How many of you have a mentor who has advised them to go for an MBA that is something, upcoming? Raise your hands. You have a mentor. Wonderful. And how many of you felt that MBA is the next thing for boosting up my career or employability? Wonderful. So we are aligned. You're here not only to make a career for yourself, but you're making a source of income for yourself. Okay, so we wanted to be aligned with our objective. So we are not here just to talk about what book tells you or book teaches you. We are here to talk about how this next 2 years hard work or efforts are going to convert you into a eligible, employable individual competing in the big ocean. I mean, how much ever people deny the fact that, okay, so I'm not here for making money, but why deny that? The fact is money drives everything, right? So you're here to make yourself competitive, make yourself on top of the list or top of the layer, just to make a career which will gives you a financial stability also. Okay, so that I just wanted to make sure that we are clear about our objective and we are aligned on that fact, because employability is what we have to achieve at the end of the 2 years that you are spending. Also, grooming yourself to make a better person, a better individual, better citizen is a part of that whole process. Okay, so we go to the next slide. So there are so many MBA colleges. There are so many MBA institutes. In Pune itself, I remember there are around 10 to 13 tier 2, tier 1 colleges who are offering the MBA courses in a various streams. Okay, do they have a same kind of a success rate? I mean, let's say for example, there is a XYZ college here in Pune. The employability of that college may be 100%, but do they have the same ratio of TPO or attraction, corporate attraction? Probably no, because each college offers a different subjects, different specialization, different faculty, the connects, and their ability to make the person competitive in the at least the geography that we are in. Okay. However, even if you talk within this sample size or this group, each one is different. Each one comes with a different set of skill sets, different personality, different characteristics. Okay, so each one carries a different abilities which will align them with what is market demands, isn't it? So if I am good as a person who is good at listening, right? If I'm good at listening, I can listen to the n number of stories that people are coming and telling me patiently. That's my quality, right? And that makes me individually different than the rest of the people who are just talkers, okay? So I make myself more capable in the issues or relationships where there is a psychology or human resource grievance handling is something that I have to handle, okay? So aligning your skill sets with what is market ask for. For example, I'll tell you realistically, Deloitte has come for a placement and they say that I want people in human resources. I want 5 people. I want one with a payroll. Okay, I want one with the grievance handling, people management. I want one with a, what do you call, event, HR event management. So the one who is very energetic, creative, who knows how to prepare the contents and all goes for this. So when they are choosing, they're seeing the characteristics of the individual, right? There's nothing more to check. Your academics are all aligned. You're all equal in terms of your academics. Maybe your entry has aligned in terms of your IQs as well, right? So what makes you different is your characters. What makes you different is your personality, okay, that you have born with. But what about the characteristics or the qualities that you have to build over next 2 years' time, which are aligned to the what Deloitte is asking for? Okay, so narrowing down what is in demand is also important. Okay, so when we are talking about why somebody succeed and why somebody struggles, it's not only about what you're born with. Okay, it's also about what you're going to build. Okay, if you don't take efforts yourself, your college of course is going to take efforts to ensure that you're top of the class, but everybody is not equal, right? Everybody is different. So college is maybe giving 50% of the efforts. What you're going to do individually as yourself, grooming yourself, aligning yourself, understanding yourself is what matters most. And that is what we are going to talk today, that I don't wish everybody to struggle. I want everybody to succeed. So I'm going to give you some pointers. May not be 100% what you should be doing in next 2 years, but here is some guidelines or some markers that are important for you to, a checklist. Probably I would call it as a checklist that you need to check out every time that in next 2 years that you are, working on or studying. Okay, so you have gone across a lot of these induction orientations. It may sound little bit repetitive. Honestly, it may sound little repetitive because all of us have, all of us coming from the corporate have certain fixed guidelines. Okay, they are not different. Industry is not asking for something extraordinarily outstanding or something. We are asking some basic qualities, but how the person has taken the efforts to build additional qualities on top of their basic qualities. So don't get scared that the corporate expects something extraordinary and I am not allowed. First is building your confidence is very important. Confidence gives you everything. Even if you know that you are going to fail, you should be confident that I am ready for it. Okay, so in let's say next half an hour or next 45 minutes, we are going to talk about what are the qualities that what are the corporates are expecting when they are talking to you as a future employee, as a future intern, rather. Okay, so we are going to talk about the first is a reality check. Okay, so when you say that, oh, I have entered into MBA. Okay, so it is giving me I think you can see there also, right? So MBA is not equal to guaranteed success. Trust me on this. Gone are the days, oh, bacche ja, MBA kar, tere ko job mil jayegi. No, it is still a big struggle. It's still a big struggle. And in today's market, last 1 year, 2 years, post-COVID, the things were a little better. But the AI has created kind of a disruption which is unknown to all of us. So gearing up yourself with those unknown factors is a part of these things. But again, going back to the fact that MBA does not assure you a guaranteed success. you're still into academics. You're still not into a job, okay? So, so if you feel that, you know, I have entered now, 2 years of my studies are going to give me a job in my hand or in the letter in my hand at the end of these 2 years, no, that's not going to happen this way. Of course, your efforts, your college efforts, their connects, their network is creating the opportunity for you. But if you think it is going to result into something assured 100% of you people, I would still feel that it is a question mark, okay? Because the world is changing, the world of work is changing. Today I am seeing that a lot of people are opted for finance, because if you ask me 10 years back, finance was just economics, finance was just accounting, bookkeeping, the back office work. But now finance has taken a front row in terms of key decision makers, okay? The finance heads are not only just managing the balance sheet, they are the key decision drivers. The growth of the organizations, the strategies are decided by the finance people. Likewise, human resource. Earlier, I remember in my college time, okay, my college time when we were doing our MBAs, we were focusing more, you know, payroll running the payroll. Like, again, it was more of a back office work. Running the payroll, learning the labor studies, labor codes, labor laws, okay. Then what else? Human behavior was still a subject, but it wasn't a front runner. It was just a subject to, you know, clear, but we never had an opportunity to deal with people issues on the ground, so much so as how I am dealing right now. Even on the road, if I have to come across any sort of a fight, I apply my theories, what I have learned 20 years back. Okay, the human behavior theories I apply, and it still works because human beings are same, the response is same, the stimulus are same. Okay, so what my point is, what you learn today in this, these 2 years of your academics will stay with you for long. Okay, all the theories, Maslow's theories, and all of these which you are unaware about, which you will learn in next 2 years, is something which is applied in your day-to-day task. Okay, so never assume that I am doing my, I'm reading my books, I'm reading my theories, I'm applying my statistical formulas, etc. in my only related to my work. All of this, what you're going to learn, is something going to help you in your day-to-day life. And incorporate the things, problems doesn't come as a very straightforward, okay, here is the problem. The manager doesn't come to you, hey, look, here is the problem, solve it. No, it doesn't come like this. It comes on your face any moment, okay? And you have to be ready with your practices, with your theories going in your mind all the time. Okay, so going back to the fact that MBA doesn't guarantee success, you need to put a lot of your hard work into it. A lot of hard work is needed. A lot of reading, a lot of hard work. So we'll go there. So what do company hire for? You have a degree. You all are going to get your degree in 2 years, your master's degree, your MBA degree. They value the degree, but that's not all, right? What values that, what do they value for? They value for your execution, your communication, and your ownership. What is execution? Can somebody explain me what is execution? In a very simple language or English term, whatever you understand. Ma'am, anyone? Okay, go ahead. You may not have a mic, but you can speak loudly. I can hear you probably.
Jai Hind, ma'am.
Jai
I'm
Hind.
Nanika Chaudhary. According to me, execution means implementing something that we have learnt in real life scenarios.
Right, precisely. Anyone else wants to define what is execution? Okay, one there. Any one of you? Exactly. So when the corporate is expecting execution, right? I'll simplify this way. They gave you a problem, or they gave you a situation to deal with. Okay? You know the solution, or probably you know the answer to that situation or problem. Knowing the answer is not the end of it. Able to give that solution till the end with the implementation and successful outcome is execution. Okay, so I know a problem. The problem is written on the piece of paper. I prepare a solution plan and give it to somebody else to execute. That doesn't happen. Okay, execution is a part of being a part of that entire process till the end, and you get the end results. Okay, that's execution. So you rightly said that proper planning, proper ownership, ensuring that the governance is managed and end results is achieved. Okay, that's the process of execution. Okay, the next thing is communication. As always, you know, communication is about written, verbal, emotional, physical, whatever, facial, whatever you're going to learn or you have learned. Probably in your bachelor's degree, communication must be a subject. In our time, there wasn't. So communication is very pretty simple thing, but effective communication is what your manager is looking at. If you are not able to express what you meant to say, probably it is not reaching to the person in a right manner. Okay, so communication is the second thing that corporate expects from you. The third is ownership. Okay, so ownership is pretty vague term. We don't know where to stop. We don't know where it ends. Okay, so I don't know if anybody wants to define what is ownership according to them so far what they have learned. Not theory, but whichever way. Yeah. Yeah.
Jai Hind, ma'am. My name is Aritra Raj. So ownership, it means like taking responsibility for a task that has been given to you and completing it successfully, or if it is not completed successfully,
Exactly.
be responsible for that and own up to the fact that you have not completed it successfully.
Right. Very, very rightly said. I was thinking, thank you. So I was thinking that you will say that ownership means once you complete the task successfully, you own it. But trust my friends, when you fail, you still own it. Okay? You take the ownership of your failures. You do a self-critical analysis where I failed, and give a plan of improvement if you come across the similar situation next time. That is called as ownership. We'll talk about this much in detail once we have some case studies talked about it. Okay. So I'll give you a classic example of ownership because this was interesting. I couldn't resist to share it with you. Okay. So Amazon. Okay. So Amazon hired a few interns. Okay. Amazon is a big supply chain company. Okay. Apart from their AWS and everything else, they're popularly known as a big supply chain company worldwide, right? So they have customers. They have a big million customers with them. So they have a huge data, right? So everything what you enter in your front end on the Amazon's app is what is in a backend becomes a data, right? So you are a customer. Likewise, there are millions of customers in India, globally. Okay, it's a global organization. So you have huge data, okay, and that data is given to intern, okay, and the intern is asked to analyze the data of a customer complaints, okay. So there are two interns. One who took same data is provided to both the interns, okay. One intern took this. So what is customer? Customer is after all the one who gives you money, right? So in Indian terms, we always call customer is God. I don't know if Amazon think it in the same way. So, there are two interns who have been given the task of seeing the customer complaint data, a huge sheet of, what do you call that, million Excel sheets with the information data is given to them, and they've been asked to analyze, okay. So the first intern he went through the entire data. He applied only the task of giving the data in a analytical formats. He used some analytical tools, BI tools and everything, and he analyzed and presented the data. Okay. The second intern analyzed the data. Okay. He not only analyzed the data, but he identified the problem areas. Okay. He got the data, and in that million sheet data, he identified the problem. Okay. He identified the pattern. Okay. He identified the pattern of the customer complaints. See, look, majorly it's about the product faults, it's a delayed delivery, it's a packaging problem, etc., etc. So he analyzed the pattern, he prepared the pattern. Okay. And the third thing what he did, he provided the solutions to overcome those pattern or common pattern problems. Okay. So you understood the difference between the one person and the other person. Nobody asked him to do all these next three things. Okay. Why did he do that? Okay. He did that because he is an MBA grad. He is something that he has learned in his book, that you get a problem, you just don't have to analyze the problem, you have to provide the solution to the problem, right? So that's what makes one person different than the other person. Your approach is important. Okay, how you approach to the things is very important. So this is a very classic case study that we have heard about it. So what does it mean? The good employee, the good intern finishes the task. Okay, he completes the task. That is what the first guy did. He got a task, he completed, analyzed the data, he gave. The best employee did what the employer wants. Okay, so that's the difference that you have to bring. Here the ownership question comes. So we are talking about the ownership. The first guy still did the work by ownership. The second guy did something more than the ownership. Okay, which is not expected, and that is what is the differentiating factor for him to get noticed. Okay, so this is a lesson for everybody, not only for the MBA grads or the students or the beginners of the career or early career. This applies to even me today. Today when I have a peer, and so it comes with the practice. It's not all about the mindset. It's all about the practice, because if I don't give a solution, somebody else has to give the solution. Otherwise we are stuck, right? So that mentality of keeping it going to the next level approach is very important. So here my ownership is still not requiring to give the solution, but I took that ownership, right? I stood by that, I provided the solution, I gave the idea, may not be necessarily accepted or implemented, but I still gave an attempt. So that's the point we are talking about in terms of ownership. Can we go to the next one? Communication, we spoke. We know, right, basics of communication we are all learning right in from our 5th grades textbooks. Now even the academics at the beginning, early educations have communication as a part of their curriculum. So now let's talk about the mindset shift. Okay. So guys, remember, in your 2 years, you're set in a certain pattern, right? You are thinking about that left side. Okay, this is left side, right? You're thinking about the left side in this PPT all throughout your next 2 years, right? You have to also parallelly think about the right side of it. This shift will not happen in the first semester, second semester, but at the end of 2 years, this shift should be visibly seen in your act, in your behavior, in your response, in your stimulus and everything. Okay, so for you now, at the beginning of your career, you have just focused on your academic marks. Okay, I have to be. So let me also tell you the classic instance in my college days, right? So when we were in a college, any academic setting, you always have these top performers. They call it as a front benchers, and then there are back benchers, right? Those who are notorious, not regular in attendance, average in academics, average in knowledge. But trust me, when you go out, right, you're all equal. Depends on how you create the opportunity for yourself. So academics definitely add a value when you go to keep yourself shortlisted, but your capabilities, what you built over next 2 years, is what will make you different. So I was the front bencher. I was the topper of the class. Okay, and then there were backbenchers who never used to attend the class, who were always late in their submissions. The journals were not completed on time. The project's attendance was very poor. You used to go for a customer visit. We call it as a study tour. Okay, you go for a study tour, they never used to be present. Only we studious students used to take a notes from whatever, like how you are writing, right? You're writing every bit I'm saying. So those were the studious, we were the studious one. And the backbenchers were just copying us, okay, give me, let me copy it. But they never failed in their career. Okay, so don't just focus on just your academics, which I learned in my 2 years time, that God, I should have done something different in my academic time, not just focusing on my marks or my percentage. Okay, so this lesson I learned, and now when I look at it, I don't learn anything academics right now. Occasionally I take up something, but I ensure that my academic records are equally aligned with my practical experience. Okay, so for you it is very important that marks are important. Marks are something that will take you to the next level, never to ignore it. But parallelly, you have to create an impact. Okay, the backbenchers are still impactful. The backbenchers still have some creative ideas, wonderful thought process, and solutions. So, marks are good, but impact is important. Your visibility is important. What is the thing, that one solution that you give, out of the box solution that gives, is the impact. And what industry looks for is that impact. What industry look for that impact, like, man, I like his idea. Nowadays, ideas come from AI, unfortunately. Okay, but I wouldn't say that it is unfortunate, because AI will give you the answer what you ask. If your question is wrong, the answer is wrong. So there is nothing called AI gives me a perfect answer. Trust me on this. So if you say tomorrow that I am creating an impact, quickly I'll put the question to ChatGPT. Okay, there is a question, let me put it to ChatGPT and get my answer. You may end up having 50 people having the same answer, or may have 50 people, 50 different answers. Depends on what is your prompt. Okay, so same way, the impact comes how you look at the problem. The impact comes how you look at the situation and how you think out of the box. Okay. So second thing, the first thing what we are talking about is mark and impact. Second is attendance. Oh, you all are seeing that or going to see that attendance is mandatory, 75%, 80%, 90%, 100% and all those things. Yes, it is important. In your next 2 years, it is important. What is attendance? Attendance, your physical presence, right? You might be physically present. How about you mentally present in the classroom? Half of you must be dozing off. Nahi na? So if it comes to that, go sleep. That's perfectly fine. But ensure that at the end of the class you take the notes. You take what is taught in the class, revise that. Because that gives you the gap that you have done. Okay, that you are human beings, you tend to sleep, or the sir is really very boring. Okay. Possible, quite possible. But then follow the attendance pattern, but at the end of it, accountability is important. As I said, accountability examples I have given you plenty. That a task is given, you will be 20 plus by the age, right? By the time you enter the corporate world. So we don't expect, we expect rather adult response. Okay, most of the time, what I felt, being in the dealing with so many people, day in day out. I have some 15 members team with me right now. I still feel some of them do not respond as an adult, and I would not blame them for that. I think they have set their boundaries around them. That okay, if this is something an acceptable answer. But for me, when I talk to my team, I see that when I talk about accountability, I have given you a task. I expect you to come back to me with the answer. Okay? And if you don't know the answer, still come back to me. Don't be silent. Okay, so that's what we are calling about is accountability. If you go tomorrow in the industry, even if you go as an intern, trust me, a task is given by a manager to you or your POC or your coordinator. Half of you will not turn up with the solution. Half of you will not turn up even if you don't have a solution. What a manager expects, manager expects you to turn back with something. Even if it is zero, you come back to them. Having no response is irresponsibility. Okay, so that's what we are calling about is accountability. The next thing we are talking about is learning and delivering. You're going to learn exhaustively in next 2 years. Your books, your assignments, your corporate presentation, your study tours, your guest lectures, your exams, endless learning. And your self-study. Of course, you're going to put your self-study, self-learning, your books, your academic presentation, projects. All of this is your learning. Okay, done. Learning is done. What is next? Yeah. So, implementing or delivering those learnings in a real life scenarios. Okay. So you may not, half of you, or most of you, when you're in a first 6 months of your internship or 2 months of your internship, or the first 6 months of your trainee job, once you enter into, it can be completely null, completely zero task. Trust me, because we want to try how you treat your idle time effectively. We want to try and test among 10 who is the one who is most inquisitive. Among 10, who is the one who is going out of the way to create a work for himself? Okay, so that is what is called as delivering. Even if you have nothing to deliver, you take an initiative, you take an interest, you go sit next to the person, you ask a question, may sometimes sound little nosy, little disturbing, annoying, but that's something comes by the age. We don't mind. If you're not full of energy, if you're not full of questions, we still feel that, okay, low in energy, okay, the checkbox. Low in energy, lack of interest, lack of initiative. Trust me, your manager is keeping all the checkbox and he's taking a note. May not be on the paper, but in his mind, he's registering all of this. Okay, so even if you have nothing to deliver, take some initiative, take some responsibility, go out of the way, talk to people, connect with people, ask question, ask task. That is what call is delivering. The theory and the result. Theory is what you are going to learn. All your Maslow's theories, the psychological theory, the mathematical models, everything what you're learning is all book. Okay, not necessarily everything is implemented in real life. Okay, your manager might give you analyze this financial sheet. You apply all your fundamentals. Okay, there. But there is something very basic that he expects you to observe, the data correction. Probably he is expecting you to read the data and just correct where it is needed. Oh, listen, this plus this is not this is incorrect. That is what he is expecting probably from you. So theory is what you learn, you apply, you keep it in your mind. But when it comes to actual scenario, probably it's not what you think the bigger one, right? It might be little small things that you're observing or you're noticing. Okay, that is what your manager is expecting. So all what we're talking about is on the right side, left side, and all what you get in the corporate is what is there on the right side. Can we go to the next one? Okay. So in your journey to the corporate or next 2 years, what you have to build? Okay. So these qualities, right? These qualities are inborn. You all have these qualities to some extent. Okay, so you all have these qualities to some extent, but now you have to show it in your action. Okay, so that is what is the industry expects, that be proactive. Okay, now I want to ask this question. What is proactive means in a real life scenario? Give me an example, any one of you. Ki in this situation, how being proactive I was. If anyone can take a lead and give me the example of being proactive in their real life. Anyone? First, understand the word proactive. Okay? Define that word in your mind. Okay? take a moment, take 30 seconds to understand the word proactive. आप every day करते हो proactiveness, okay? So being proactive is one word, define in your mind, analyze that word. You can Google also. Google will give you the exact meaning of being proactive. And give me an example if you have done anything proactively. Yes.
Jain ma'am,
Yes.
my name is Aryan Pathak Chaturvedi, and not going on my size, but I've been proactive from the very beginning, and sports is something that I love, so I've been very proactive in sports as well. And while in group discussions or anything like that, I'm the one to start or to stick to the topic what is going on and not to
Right.
go around it.
So classic, good example. Being proactive means he's very conscious of what is the consequences he might have, which he's prepared for, and he's acting on it. That is called proactive. Thank you very much. So anyone
Thank you, ma'am.
else has a example of being proactive in their day-to-day life, not necessarily academics or career, but anything. Anyone else? Yes.
Jain ma'am, my
Yes.
name is Ayush Tiwari and I am from Varanasi and
You're
Kashi.
Kashi. Oh wow.
And
Holy place.
Yes ma'am. The answer to is that when I was a service engineer based on Noida Hub, I used to manage customers and also the R&D team at the same time, and also managing the vehicles which are on road breakdowns. So managing the customers was like not my job profile, but my manager pushed me to go proactive in that also, and and it builds confidence to deal with anyone who is not known previously.
Very, very good example. So he is being proactive, anticipating the problem. He anticipated, if I don't look after the broken vehicle, probably I will have an unsatisfied customer. Is that right? Broken vehicle or something anticipating the problems, right?
Handling three situations like handling customers and handling breakdowns on the vehicles on the road, like in Noida, and handling the breakdowns on the hub also.
Right. So being proactive means anticipating problem and preparing the solutions, preparing the answers to it ahead of time is what is called as proactive. So industry expects you to be proactive. So in our scenario, right, in our day-to-day work situations, right, how I deal with the proactiveness, that let's say for example I'm expecting somebody to be, I have a group of let's say 15 people reporting to me, okay, and I have a task given to each of them, okay, each of them have a daily task. We are into talent acquisition, so in fact it's not a task, it's a target. Okay, everybody has a target that we have to fulfill these many people. We have a 400 people headcount target for next 1 year. So I break it down quarterly or monthly target, and individual gets the number. And I know among 15 there are 2 who are average performers. I know that even if I divide mathematically, it is not going to happen practically. If I say that 10 onboardings, this is a reality, okay? Don't get worried. 10 onboardings in next 1 month and a revenue of, let's say, $200K, okay? That is what we have to achieve. This is a target given to us. And 15 people, I know there are top performer and then there are bottom performer. I know my bottom performer is not going to achieve my targets. And because of him, the whole group is going to suffer, right? So what do I do proactively? I don't depend on him. I ensure that his task is parallelly assigned to somebody else. So I have a fallback plan. Tomorrow, if my underperformer by chance succeeds, it's well and good, it's a bonus. But I know if my underperformer is not able to do, I'm still on my time, I'm still on my target because I was prepared for it. Okay, so anticipating the situation by a memory. So I have a memory, I have a data, I have a history, I have a facts with me, which is giving me a predictability. So it's a huge subject. In my analytics, I have learned the predictive model, so much so that tomorrow, in COVID time, probably you must have noticed that there were predictions of how the situation will turn up ahead of time. I think IIT Madras or some students have prepared a model, predictive model. So being predictive is one thing, being proactive based on that answers is something. So everybody is expected to have that skill, huh? It is no more a choice. Okay, so being proactive is a skill that the industry would look for. Be visible. Okay, I'm doing a very good job, but I'm not vocal about it. I don't talk about my achievements. I don't talk about my success. I don't go and talk about, present my facts and data or my success statistics to my manager. I'm not visible. I will not make that mistake. So guys, trust me, being visible, it's not all about bragging about yourself. Gone are the days people, ये कितना बात करते हैं अपने बारे में, कितना बोलेगा अपने बारे में. No, that's not a fact. Talk about yourself, talk about your success stories, talk about your historical achievements, and that is what is the new expectations, that being visible among, so trust me, you are among 1,000 employees, let's say, or maybe Deloitte is hiring 400 interns. How somebody will notice you if you don't notice yourself and presenting yourself as a visible individual who has achieved something different, who has done something different, right? So being visible is non-negotiable. Being visible is a must in today's world. So being visible, not necessarily physically visible, okay? Trust me, I have my manager sitting in Hyderabad, let's say. I'm not seeing him every day. So am I invisible to him? No, I'm not. My continuous reports giving him the indication as what I have done, right? So visibility has a different meaning, physical visibility and visibility by work, visibility by achievement, visibility by contribution, visibility by ideas. So sometimes you don't need to be visible as a successful individual, okay? A lot of times she is the one who failed the whole thing, right? Is also a part of my job, is also a part of my career cycle. So that's what is all about visible. Be reliable. Your manager should trust you, okay? Your manager should hand over the task to you, ensuring that it is done. It is no more 9 to 5 job. It is no more 9 to 5 job for anyone. Trust me, after COVID, after work from home, it is 24 hours. So for example, it's a clear hierarchy, okay? I mean, a manager delegates the task and he then, okay, I am going and sleeping, okay, 6 o'clock, my day ended, I went and sleep. He delegated a task to me, to his subordinate. What does he expect the subordinate to deliver? Okay, he's not going to come and check, hey, listen, did you check on that at 9 o'clock in the night? He expects you to check on those because he trusts you, because you have built that trust, you have built that reliability. Again, all these three things are non-negotiable. That's a must. So somebody who is not 10 on 10 on these three things is something really have to look at this. So this is what is today's corporate is looking at. And doesn't matter what grade, what level you are. You cannot say, oh, I am a trainee, I didn't know I'm supposed to do this. Okay, am I supposed to do it? No, take ownership. I have plenty of people who just calls me, give me a task, I will finish it. Trust me, I'll able to do it. And I am happy to give them a task. There are a lot of trainees. In fact, one trainee is from your college. Okay? And she's good in all three activities, all three parameters. Why? Because it's her personality. Whereas somebody with the 10 years experience still hesitant to take the responsibility, still hesitant that I am not sure if I give the task to him, he is able to deliver. Okay, so understood these three meanings of these three words with the example? That proactiveness, visibility and reliability. Reliability is replaced as a trust, confidence. I have a confidence, ye khatam karega kaam. Okay, next one. So now let's talk about the phase-wise, the cycle-wise or timeline-wise phases of your success. So you have first 6 months starting very soon, July to December probably is the cycle. What you're going to explore, reading new books, buying some new attires, clothes, and then accessories, pen, pencil, वो सब ठीक है. वो सब तो foundation है, वो तो beginning है. I'll buy a new laptop, हाँ, सब करोगे आप लोग. So can we, and then let's wait there. And then we have a positioning is 6 to 12 months, and conversion is the placement phase, very important phase. So let's divide your year, 2 years into these 3 phases. Okay? Let's go to the next one. So phase 1 is a foundation. Foundation, I think your course curriculum also has a foundation, I believe, right? So foundation is the first 6 months of your academic time. I think 9 to 5 is what you're expected to be in a classroom, right? Maybe somewhere around. So 8 hours or 6 hours in the classroom, right? So you will obviously say, अरे classroom में इतना theory ही पढ़ रहे हैं, कहाँ time मिल रहा है हम लोगों को? No, my dear friends, you have time. You have plenty of time. You have 24 hours with you. You decide how you want to utilize your 24 hours. Okay? The back side. Are you able to hear me? Yes, ma'am. And you are understanding? Yes, ma'am. Very good. So your first phase is the foundation phase. The focus area is your communication skill, your technical skills in Excel, PowerPoint, and business basics. Okay. So Excel, PowerPoint probably you've been using in your early college time also. I think it's not new. It's all what is expected everyone to know mandatorily. It's not an add-on skill, it's a mandatory skill. So this is a bad example of a PowerPoint, okay, what you are seeing. I have done it very badly. Because obviously I didn't have a time, I wanted to focus on the content, but this is not what your PowerPoint should look like, okay. This is something that I just copied and put it there because I had very less time at my hands. But your Excel and PowerPoint skills are what you're going to make your presentations. Okay? So don't hesitate to use AI, don't hesitate to use advanced tools to enhance your technical skills. Don't worry if you're using AI for creating your contents. It's a tool for you to, it is the tool created by the corporate to be used by the corporates, okay? It's not something that is you're copying from something, it's not your original ideas and all, no. It's an enhancing tool. Again, as I said, AI will give you the result what the question you're asking, right? Your prompt is important. So, somebody says, oh, ये तुमने AI से बनाया है. Yes, of course I have created, but then AI has given me the perfect answer based on what I asked him, right? So Excel, PowerPoint, AI, then any of these word drafting, there are so many, apps are there which are able to give you the quick fix to how to put my data in an Excel sheet more. Even it's a PowerPoint itself is so efficient. The help is effective if you use it, if you know how to use it. So spend some time. Download some of these new tools which will help you to enhance your presentation skills. Your PowerPoint, your Excel is your presentation. If I start talking without the PowerPoint, probably all of you will doze off. Okay, so PowerPoint, your presentation, your data, the visual impact is something very important. So Excel, PowerPoint is your visual presentation, your visual data, visual efforts, okay, important. The second, obviously the communication skill, again important. As we know, everywhere, even the chota bacha has to go through the interview process to get admission in a school, okay? So his parents are also working on his communication skills from very beginning, English communication. Trust me, English is not what you need to know all the time. It is how you create your sentence, how you frame your sentence, how you interpret the information in a shortest manner, in an impactful way is what is called as a communication, okay? So I'm going to give you an example of communication and confidence So TCS and Infosys hires interns, okay, and they hire interns with the idea that they will be a part of a management group, over a period of time. So that is called as a lateral early career. Okay, so they don't go through the regular organic growth of a career like a trainee or फिर trainee associate ये वो technical होता है. The management students are inducted laterally and they take them as a first as a management trainee, but they move to the executive levels pretty fast. So their growth is pretty fast. So the TCS and Infosys, they hire people on that ground. Okay, so the two interns, management interns, this is a case study, okay, by TCS Infosys. Two interns were hired by TCS and they went in front of a customer, in a client, they had a client meeting, okay. So one was with an excellent academic record, wonderful academic record, wonderful subject knowledge, everything in top of his mind. And one is ठीक ठाक, एवरेज, सब्जेक्ट भी थोड़ा पता है लेकिन एक्सेलेंट नहीं है, ओके. सो ही वॉज एवरेज, बट यू नो what was his strength? He was able to talk well, okay. सो दोनों को एक सिचुएशन दिया कस्टमर के सामने. One knew the solution, the first one knew the solution, okay, in his mind, perfect answer, but he was unable to explain. और जो दूसरा था उसके पास solution शायद एवरेज ही था, but he was so impactful that he could impress the customer instantly, okay. तो आपने क्या, how do you interpret, how you present, how you articulate your thought? You know everything but you are not able to articulate your thought, तो क्या फ़ायदा है, right? So one went ahead who was very impressive with his presentation and confidence. He went for a customer facing role. The second one went for a back end role. Back end role is not bad, back end role is also good, but then you were there to go for a front end role, right? You were there in a race for the front ending role. So that is what is the example of being a not only just good in English speaking, okay, that's not something the criteria nowadays. It's all about how you are interpreting the information that you have in a very short and very precise, concise and crisp manner, okay. ये important है. Is it turning out to be a little boring for you? No? Yeah? People behind? Find it interesting? Okay, great. Otherwise, I'll have to do some wake up, shake up activities with you to alert you. Okay. The next thing, what we are go to the first one. So communication, Excel, PowerPoint, business basics. Okay, so what do you mean by business basics? आप में से कितने लोग टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया, इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स, फाइनेंशियल टाइम, फाइनेंशियल एक्सप्रेस religiously पढ़ते हो, not only on the paper, probably in the on the apps वगैरह? करो, ज़रूर करो. Entire business information is there in those basics of the newspaper. Don't have to go to Harvard Business Review and all, that is still far. Basics of the fundamental of the business आपको टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया, इकोनॉमिक टाइम, फाइनेंशियल एक्सप्रेस सब मिलता है. Everything, it's a go-to place. It's a go-to place. Have it downloaded on your phone and read it religiously. एक आर्टिकल रोज पढ़ो. टाइम मिले, कहाँ पढ़ना है आपको? पॉडकास्ट भी सुनोगे ना फाइनेंशियल एक्सप्रेस का वगैरह, दैट इज़ सफिशिएंट फॉर यू. यू डू नॉट हैव टू हैव अ अटेंशन लाइक दिस. यू कैन listen when you are just sitting idle, okay, in between your classes. If you have 15 minutes time, I'll just read through the quick first article. New York Times पढ़ो, Washington Post पढ़ो international news के लिए, है ना. So these are the business basics. आपको मिल जाएगा ऐसे बुक्स में मिल जाएगा, बट वो शायद 10 साल पहले का बिजनेस बेसिक्स होगा. आपको ट्रेंडिंग, लेटेस्ट, न्यूएस्ट पढ़ना है. You have to read to all of these newspaper articles. These are the basics one and these are the best one in India. Trust me on this. ओके, टाइम मैगजीन, हार्वर्ड बिजनेस रिव्यू, वो तो लग्जरी है, उसके लिए आपको सब्सक्रिप्शन लेना पड़ता है, बट जो फ्री में है उसको पढ़ो ना. इन योर लाइब्रेरी आई एम श्योर यू हैव एवरीडेज न्यूज़पेपर. तो आप जब ये इंटरव्यू को जाओगे ना, दीज आर द बिजनेस बेसिक्स दैट दे आर गोइंग टू चेक, कि आपको जियोपॉलिटिकल सिचुएशन पे 2 मिनट बात करो, कोई बोलेगा, डोंट गेट सरप्राइज, ओके. They will ask you your political view about the current scenario war between Ukraine and Russia. तो इसके लिए पढ़ के कुछ जाके मतलब by hearting something for that moment will not help you. क्या आज मेरा इंटरव्यू है, मैं आज पूरी सब न्यूज़ पढ़ के जाता हूँ? No, don't do that. Do it religiously for next 2 years. It will create your basics, fundamental foundations of the business very clear कि क्या होता है, HDFC कहाँ है, ICICI कहाँ है, एप्पल के स्टॉक्स कहाँ हैं. इवन अ नॉन फाइनेंशियल पर्सन शुड बी अवेयर अबाउट द फाइनेंसेस, ओके. और नॉन एनालिटिक्स पर्सन शुड नो कि एनालिटिकल रिपोर्ट्स क्या होते हैं, एनालिटिकल टूल्स क्या है, अमेज़ॉन ने क्या नया इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है ना, इन्वीडिया कहाँ इन्वेस्ट कर रहा है, why the gold prices are going up. These are the questions not going to ask in your interview, but they may. आजकल कुछ भी पूछते हैं just to test your alertness, awareness, okay. So book पढ़ो लेकिन business भी पढ़ो, important, okay. Daily reading, business news, participation in the class discussion, join the clubs. I'm sure you have lot of activity clubs in your premises, campuses. Join those clubs. कोई टेबल टेनिस का क्लब होगा, कोई बुक रीडिंग का होगा, कोई म्यूज़िक का होगा, कोई चेस प्लेइंग का होगा. इट एनहांसेस योर पर्सनैलिटी, इट बिल्ड्स द लीडरशिप स्किल, इट बिल्ड्स योर एबिलिटी टू, वो ग्रुप डायनामिक्स जो बोलते हैं, हाउ टू प्ले इन अ ग्रुप, ओके. सोलो प्लेयर तो सब होते हैं, बीइंग सक्सेसफुल इन अ ग्रुप इज़ अ हाईली इन डिमांड स्किल, ओके. कि आप ग्रुप में कैसे मैनेज करते हो, do you act as an individual or you act as a group success, okay. So ये सारी चीज़ें आप ये joining the clubs, being a part of a क्या बोलते हैं, कोई फेस्ट है, टेक फेस्ट है, या फिर आप स्टडी टूर में जा रहे हो, या फिर इवन गोइंग फॉर अ पिकनिक, यू आर इन टू ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमिटी, why not, try it, don't shy. What I mean to say is be in that zone where you are uncomfortable. Don't always try for a comfort zone कि अरे वो कर रही है ना ऑर्गेनाइज, मैं क्यों करूँ, नहीं, let me do it this time. Challenge yourself. सुंदर पिचाई भी यही बोलता है कि be in an uncomfortable zone, you will enhance your abilities, okay. So that is what I'm talking about in class discussion, joining the clubs. Maybe you are new, you're a little shy, you don't know your friends, or you still not build the friendship with them, but this is a chance for you to decide your circle. Next one, the phase 2 is about positioning. Now you are in a phase 2, very critical, very important phase. सब पढ़ लिया, दोस्त बना लिए, ग्रुप बना दिया, टीचर को समझ लिया, सब्जेक्ट को समझ लिया, सब हो गया, राइट. इन फर्स्ट 6 months you are all settled. वो प्लेटू में मत चले जाना, don't go into the plateau zone. Now you have to go in a linear प्रोग्रेस और लीनियर ग्रोथ. इसके लिए क्या करना है, बिल्ड योर ब्रांड. आप थोड़ी प्रोडक्ट हो ब्रांड बिल्ड करने के लिए, बट नो, यू आर, योर स्किल, योर एबिलिटीज़, योर पर्सनैलिटी, योर स्ट्रेंथ इज़ योर ब्रांड. तो ब्रांड बिल्डिंग कैसे करते हैं, कोई आइडिया है? एनीबडी हैज़ एनी आइडिया हाउ डू आई, वन आइडिया मे बी वन कैन टेल मी व्हाट इज़ ब्रांड बिल्डिंग? येस सर, यू कैन.
Jai Hind, ma'am, this is Priya. According to me, brand building is the way we show ourselves, our projects, our internship, our certification, and our knowledge base. That
तो
is.
वो हाँ ठीक है, I understood you. Whatever you said is meeting the criteria.
And
But आप you know me, I see you. How do you see to the, how 1,000 people see you? How do you ensure that 1,000, 2,000, 2 million people see you? आप कैसे बिल्ड करोगे? एनी आइडिया? एनीवन हैज़ एनी आइडिया? ओके, यू यस.
Jai Hind ma'am, my name is Anuj Chokse. According to me, building yourself, your brand is like building your personality.
Correct.
Basically, what is your communication, how you behave with others, how you present yourself in front of others, and what are your reactions toward them, so they remember you better.
ठीक है, वो बी देयर. ओके, तो बिल्ड किया आपने, आपकी पर्सनालिटी बिल्ड की, कम्युनिकेशन, प्रेजेंटेशन, बट यू आर विजिबल टू ओनली 300 पीपल हु आर एक्चुअली सीइंग यू. What is beyond that?
So ma'am, I have to present my work.
No, I think your neighbor knows it. Your friend knows it.
Jain ma'am, my name is Satvik Gandhi. Actually, brand building is depends on the trust
Okay.
and reliability, how you are going to deliver it. Like if you are building a trust and the customer satisfaction, that is the most important things for the brand.
सब ठीक है, लेकिन कस्टमर आपको देखेगा कैसे?
So it needs to deliver your product like how.
Still something is missing.
Okay.
Somebody knows the answer? LinkedIn पे जाओ. LinkedIn पे जाओ, LinkedIn पे आपका प्रोफाइल बनाओ. LinkedIn क्यों है? आपके पास Facebook है, आपके पास Insta है. Of course, people use it for a different purpose, entertainment purpose, but उसका ये भी purpose हो सकता है कि I am visible to the larger crowd. Today's world is global world. ग्लोबल प्रेजेंस. ओके, ग्लोबल प्रेजेंस के लिए आपका ब्रांड आप बना लोगे, योर पर्सनैलिटी, एज ही सेड, पर्सनैलिटी, कम्युनिकेशन, प्रेजेंटेशन, बट यू हैव टू बी विजिबल टू द लार्जर ऑडियंस, राइट? So LinkedIn is your go-to place. Your social media handles, your presence in the fest, your presence in the industry, academia, events are your brands. Okay, so knowing 300, knowing 1,000, knowing 2,000, and knowing 1 million people happens with the efforts. Okay, तो मैंने तो मेरा LinkedIn profile बना लिया. It works with the algorithm. If you know activities, you are not visible. Okay, so LinkedIn भी आजकल algorithm से चलता है. It will give me suggestions based on what I am reading. Okay, so if I am reading about the let's say कि आज मुझे यहाँ आना था, तो I read about the early career in management का fundamentals or the trending things. So if you have written something of that sort in your profile, automatically someday it will show it on my feed. है ना? तो yes, brand building locally, brand building globally, virtually is important. ठीक है? So understood the concept of brand building. Build करो, यहाँ visible हो, बाहर कहाँ visible होना है, ये आपको decide करना है. How you want to be visible to the larger audience. Okay? Thank you. So brand building, select your specialization wisely. You all have chosen your specialization already. Okay, तो वो वाइजली किया ही है. यू हैव सम थॉट प्रोसेस, यू हैव सम ट्रेजेक्टरी इन योर माइंड ऑलरेडी कि दिस इज़ वॉट आई वॉन्ट टू डू, दिस इज़ वेयर आई सी माई सेल्फ इन नेक्स्ट 5 years. इफ़ यू हैव नॉट डन इट ऑलरेडी, प्लीज़ डू इट. एक वीकेंड बैठो, टेक अ पेपर पेंसिल, डोंट डू इट ऑन अ लैपटॉप, क्योंकि लैपटॉप में डिलीट बटन बहुत आसानी से आ जाता है एंड मेमोरी भी निकल जाती है. वॉट यू हैव डिलीटेड यू डोंट रिमेंबर. टेक अ paper, take a notebook, take a pen, and write down your thought process. What is the career that I want to see myself in next 5 years? इसका एक ग्राफ बनाओ, इसका एक ट्रेजेक्टरी बनाओ, इसका एक रोड मैप बनाओ. whichever way you think, based on your strength and your weaknesses. और मैंडेटरी बनाओ और उसको रिव्यू करो. एवरी 1 month माइलस्टोन बनाओ अपने आपके कि इन नेक्स्ट 1 month व्हाट डू आई वांट टू डू. ओके, माइलस्टोन बना के उसको ट्रैक करो कि हैव आई अचीव्ड व्हाट आई हैव प्लान टू डू. नहीं तो हमारे बच्चों को आदत क्या रहती है, एग्ज़ाम रहती है उसके एक दिन पहले पढ़ाई करने की. नहीं, इन योर एकेडमिक्स ऑल्सो यू कैन प्लान योर ट्रेजेक्टरी कि मुझे ये सब्जेक्ट में ये ख़त्म करना है नेक्स्ट 1 month में. ओके, आई हैव टू फिनिश माई क्या बोलते हैं आपके प्रेजेंटेशन, इतना ख़त्म करना है. एक दिन पहले जाग के प्रेजेंटेशन बनाओगे तो ऐसे बनेगा, है ना. आइडियाज़ है, लेकिन आई वॉज वेरी बैड इन माई प्रेजेंटेशन, यू लूज, राइट, आई लॉस्ट. सो डोंट कॉम्प्रोमाइज ऑन द थिंग्स विच यू नीड नॉट हैव टू. हाँ, अगर आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन ही नहीं है, आपको नॉलेज ही नहीं है, तो दैट इज़ ओके, दैट इज़ अंडरस्टैंडेबल. बट जहाँ आपको पॉसिबल है कि मैं कर सकता हूँ अहेड ऑफ टाइम प्रोएक्टिवली, मैं करूँगा और मैं करूँगी. ओके, सो स्पेशलाइजेशन जब आप चूज़ कर रहे हो ना, सो प्रिपेयर योर ट्रेजेक्टरी, प्रिपेयर योर ग्राफ दैट. और इसके लिए ये ऐसे माइंड से नहीं चलेगा. यू नीड टू डू लॉट ऑफ रिसर्च, यू नीड टू डू लॉट ऑफ स्टडीज़, यू नीड टू रीड लॉट ऑफ आर्टिकल्स कि व्हाट इज़ द इंडस्ट्री सेइंग. आप सुंदर पिचाई के या फिर एलन मस्क के ऑडियो सुनो. It is very, very impressive, very, very forward thinking. Those are the people who are forward thinkers. Why them? In Indian leadership also, there are so many people who have tremendous ideas about what is future looks like. वो future में हम कहीं तो है, right? He cannot draw the future without people. So we are in that future imagination. We are there. Spot yourself in that. Okay, spot yourself in that entire crowd. कि I want to be there. है ना? So that is what we call is your select specialization and prepare your trajectory, prepare your roadmap. And it's not necessarily, trust me, everything you think you do not achieve, trust me, 100%. कभी भी नहीं होता है. Today, even today, every work achievement of 70% is considered to be a successful achievement. 100% outstanding. वो तो मतलब unimaginable. But 70% is still a acceptable success. Okay? इंडस्ट्री स्टैंडर्ड से. तो ऐसे नहीं है कि अरे मेरे को 100% मिलेगा ही नहीं, मुझे पता है, इसके लिए मैं कोशिश ही नहीं करूँगा. नो, डोंट डू दैट. वर्क ऑन अ लाइव प्रोजेक्ट्स, इंटर्नशिप, यू नो इट, योर कॉलेज इज गोइंग टू वर्क हार्ड ऑन दिस एस्पेक्ट अबाउट गेटिंग यू अ गुड इंटर्नशिप, गुड प्रोजेक्ट्स. बट इफ़ नॉट फॉर सम रीज़न कि अरे 40 लोगों को मिल गया, 41th वाले को इंटर्नशिप नहीं मिला, दैट्स ओके. Try from your side. Don't just depend on your college to do everything. Okay? You go, you connect. You know me today, right? 350 people know me today. How many of you are going to take an effort to look for me in LinkedIn and connect with me? Yes. That is what is the connect. And likewise, when you connect with me, you will see 5,000 people in my connection who are potentially going to see you if you decide to. So ये मैं advise to all my peers also I constantly give कि your connection is your power. कोई भी फील्ड में जाओ, your connection is your power. You can see the, so जैसे आप बोल रहे हो ना कि आप trajectory decide कर रहे हो, pick up any person, successful person and see his trajectory, how he grew from. तुम्हारे alumnus होंगे तुम्हारे college के, check out how they have grew in their career and pick up that path. Very simple. बहुत आसान है. अरे उसने पहले ये किया, फिर फाइनेंशियल कंपनी में गया, फिर फाइनेंस के बाद उसने ERP किया, ERP के बाद वो डाइवर्सिफाई यहाँ किया, एनालिटिक्स किया. अरे सिंपल, ये तो आपके लिए रेडी शीट है, रेडी रोड मैप है. सो फॉर दैट यू नीड टू कनेक्ट विद दोज पीपल. ओके, सो ये हो गया लाइव प्रोजेक्ट, इंटर्नशिप, लिंक्डइन प्रेजेंस, ये सब हमने बात की. सो योर 6 months ऑनवर्ड्स का जो जर्नी है इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. You need to burn your midnight oil. What does that mean? Hard work करो, सो मत, जागते रहो. Okay? Very important part. Don't miss out. उसको casually मत लो, उसको आसान मत समझो, because those are the foundation time. And यहाँ आपको accept है, industry is accepting you with the compromised abilities. जैसे ही आप इंडस्ट्री में जाओगे, 2 years experience आएगा, the expectation goes from here to here कि you must know this. At an entry level you must know का थोड़ा acceptable रहता है कि okay, it's okay, he doesn't know this but he has a enthusiasm. Okay, so इसके लिए ये phase 2 is very important for you. Follow all of these. LinkedIn presence जैसे मैंने बताया, so I have noted down LinkedIn presence में आप क्या करते हो. We'll come to that next. स्टार्ट केस कॉम्पिटिशन, नेटवर्किंग. नेटवर्किंग तो ज़रूरी नहीं कि लिंक्डइन से ही होता है. योर एलुमनाइज. ओके, यहाँ काफ़ी सारे इवेंट्स होते हैं, टेक इवेंट्स जैसे मैंने बताया, बट देर आर लॉट ऑफ मैनेजमेंट इवेंट्स विच आर probably not so popular among the freshers. विच आई नोटिस्ड, ओके, क्योंकि उसके लिए आपको बहुत सारे व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में पार्टिसिपेट होना पड़ता है. यू नीड टू बी कनेक्टिंग एंड asking the question, is there any group which is actively doing some brainstorming sessions over the weekend वगैरह? You have to ask this question to people who are experts, and they say yes, I know something is happening this Sunday. Oh, Sunday is, I am very busy, I can't go. No, take out time for such a events, participate. आप एक event में नियरली 50 लोगों से मिलोगे. 50 लोगों में से 40 लोग आपको इग्नोर करेंगे. क्या है फ्रेशर, बार बार आके सवाल पूछता है. 40 लोग आपको इग्नोर करेंगे. 10 लोग हैं जो आपको नोटिस करेंगे. 5 लोग आपको कनेक्शन को एक्सेप्ट करेंगे. और 2 लोग हैं जो आपको याद रखेंगे. ओके, सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू डू दैट नेटवर्किंग एफर्ट्स. तो जितना हो सके आपके सैटरडे संडेज चाहिए तो निकालो टाइम. यू नीड टू गो समवेयर, गो टू मुंबई इफ़ यू नीड टू गो टू. You need to go to Nasik, go. These places are, surrounding places are very near to reach. Okay, इसमें इतना difficult नहीं. Don't put a question mark to yourself. Do I have to? No, I can. है ना? तो ये हुआ आपका phase 2. Can we go to the next one? Phase 3 is a conversion. Now you are ready. Next 1.5 month year में आप ready हो गए. आपने पूरा जो hard work किया है, आपका रिपोर्ट इज़ रेडी, योर रिपोर्ट कार्ड और योर सेल्फ इज़ रेडी टू गो वेंचर आउट. ओके, तो ऐसे नहीं कि 1.5 साल मैंने थोड़ा इजी लिया, अभी लास्ट 6 months में पढ़ाई करूँगा. नो, इट इज़ नॉट गोइंग टू वर्क दैट वे. वेरी फ्यू हु विल गेट समथिंग बाय चांस, बाय लक, बाय कॉन्टैक्ट्स, बाय रेफरेंस. मेरे पापा का फ्रेंड ने मुझे जॉब दिया, नहीं, वो नहीं होगा. आजकल लोग रेफरेंस से लेते तो है, लेकिन डिलीवरेबल्स आप नहीं अचीव करोगे तो आप फिर बॉटम परफॉर्मर में आ जाते हो. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट लास्ट 6 months ऑफ योर जर्नी इज़ कन्वर्शन, प्लेसमेंट प्रिपरेशन, रेज्यूमे बिल्डिंग, मॉक इंटरव्यूज़, डोमेन नॉलेज, फोकस ऑन स्टोरी टेलिंग एंड प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम्पल्स. ये सारा चीज़ आपको करना है. योर कॉलेज इज़ गोइंग टू enable the things. College is going to help you with this. एक एक्टिविटीज़, मॉक इंटरव्यूज़ होंगे आपके, इधर सेशंस होंगे. कॉलेज विल टेक अ एफर्ट्स, योर TPO विल टेक अ एफर्ट्स इन गेटिंग दिस मॉक इंटरव्यूज़ डन. बट क्यों नहीं, आप आपके ग्रुप में मॉक इंटरव्यूज़ करो ना. बुलाओ लोगों को कि मेरा एक इंटरव्यू करो. आपके एलुमनाइज को रिक्वेस्ट करो कि कैन आई मीट यू एट सो एंड सो प्लेस एंड कैन यू जस्ट डू अ मॉक इंटरव्यू टुमारो. आई हैव अ इंटरव्यू फॉर मी. कैन यू डू दैट फॉर मी प्लीज़? People are happy to help, you know. You just have to ask. You just have to ask them कि क्या आप कर सकते हो. We are very hesitant. As Indians, we are very hesitant to ask for a help. हमें लगता है कि सामने वाला ना बोला तो बोलने दो ना. Let him say no. I have another person to go. 130 crore population है यार, क्यों नहीं. आपके alumni ही शायद 1000 होंगे मार्केट में. 1000 alumni is a big network, trust me. Or everybody is placed somewhere in a very respectable position. So reach out to them. Maybe somebody will brush you off. Someone will ignore you. Somebody will just say no straight on your face. But there will be 1 or 2 who will be happy to help. Reach out to those 1 or 2 people. इसके लिए 100 ना accept करने को सीखो. If 100 says no, that's perfectly fine. I'll still pursue and reach out to that 1 person who is very happy to helping me. Okay, so storytelling skills and practical examples is a part of your academics. Okay, नहीं है, if it is not there, learn. Storytelling is not storytelling literally meaning. Storytelling means explaining the scenario without losing the attention of the audience. Okay, इसको बोलते हैं storytelling. So storytelling can be anything like representing a case study, presenting a financial statement, presenting a performance appraisal tool. Everything can be a case study. Everything can be storytelling. How you tell is called as a skill. तो ये इसके लिए to build that skill, right? There is no books nowadays. There would be, but हमारे time there were no books. So use the internet. AI को पूछो storytelling skill के लिए what are the things that I need to build. And if they say अच्छा you need to know the subject very well for this, AI आजकल वो तो Claude is super. वो आपको can I suggest you some books to read? It is giving you that prompt, okay? Go ahead and buy those books, make some investment, that's perfectly fine. Take some subscriptions. Harvard Business Review के subscription इतने expensive नहीं है, आप लोग sharing basis पे कर सकते हो. 5 people contribute, take the review का subscription, all of you can read, or probably your college can do the subscription. थोड़ा high end होता है, but trust me, it gives थोड़ा सा इतना भी ज्ञान अंदर गया ना, it is sufficient. Okay, practical examples is a part of your internship. When you go, you may be not necessarily given any live task, okay, but that's okay. Doing a dummy task, doing a pilot project is perfectly fine. Okay, अरे मेरे को कुछ लाइव प्रोजेक्ट दिया ही नहीं, तेरे को दिया, oh you are very lucky. No, why? Do a dummy project. Go with your own ideas. Ma'am, can I do this? I have an idea. Can I do this? Trust me, nobody is going to say no in nowadays, because manpower is so expensive. Manpower with the creative ideas is so expensive. So go ahead. Go give your ideas. Don't hesitate. है ना? तो वो हो गया आपका phase 3. प्लेसमेंट प्रिपरेशन में क्या आएगा? प्लेसमेंट प्रिपरेशन में आता है आपको रेज्यूमे बिल्डिंग. सो रेज्यूमे बिल्डिंग में भी देर आर टूल्स. अगेन आई विल नॉट से दैट AI का यूज़ करो. टेक अ गाइडलाइन फ्रॉम AI फॉर बिल्डिंग योर रेज्यूमे, लेकिन अपना एक इट शुड बी यूनिक. रेज्यूमे शुड नॉट लुक लाइक अ क्लोन ऑफ, अरे 50 लोगों के रेज्यूमे एक जैसे दिख रहे हैं. नहीं, इट शुड बी यूनिक. इट शुड हैव इट्स ओन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स, इट्स ओन फीचर्स, इट्स ओन हॉबीज, इंटरेस्ट. माई प्रोजेक्ट इज़ डिफरेंट, माई प्रोजेक्ट इंटरप्रिटेशन इज़ डिफरेंट. ओके, सो रिज्यूमे बिल्डिंग के लिए यूज़ करो गाइडलाइन एज अ फ्रेमवर्क कि हाउ अ गुड रेज्यूमे लुक्स लाइक, बट कंटेंट थोड़े से अपने डालो, कस्टमाइज डालो. ओके, then mock interviews, the college will take care. Domain knowledge. So few of you are coming with a industry experience, right? Few of you, not necessarily all. I saw this gentleman has worked in an industry, right? So your domain knowledge is very important, those who have. Okay, कि 1 साल 6 महीना भी काम किया है ना, that is good enough to put it as a domain experience in your resume. Nowadays people are asking for a experience. मैं एक फ्रेशर को लूँ या फिर मैं 6 month experience बंदे को लूँ, I would always prefer 6 months experience guy, because he has some exposure. Okay, तो domain experience है, don't hesitate, even if it is a customer support executive somewhere, or I have worked as a front desk executive somewhere, do mention. Don't hesitate to put your expertise and experience on your resume. Let's go to the next one. सो हम लोगों ने कम्युनिकेशन, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग, बिजनेस अवेयरनेस, अडेप्टेबिलिटी एंड ओनरशिप, ये सारी चीज़ों पे बात की, राइट? आई हैव गिवन यू अ लाइव एग्जांपल्स एंड केस स्टडीज ऑन एवरी एस्पेक्ट ऑफ इट, ओके, अर्लियर. सो योर इंटर्नशिप हाउ इट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट, इसका मैं एग्जाम्पल देती हूँ. तो इसका एक केस स्टडीज़ है कि हिंदुस्तान यूनिलीवर इज़ अ कमोडिटी प्रोडक्ट कंपनी, राइट? जिस सोप बनाते हैं, शैम्पू बनाते हैं, चाय बनाते हैं, ऑल ऑफ दिस, राइट? तो हम वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इंटर्नशिप, राइट? इंटर्नशिप के बारे में. तो हिंदुस्तान यूनिलीवर में 2 इंटर्न्स गए एज अ सेल्स जॉब. ओके, एक ने इंटर्नशिप की थी एकदम स्टार्टअप छोटू से कंपनी में इंटर्नशिप की थी 6 महीने. ओके, और एक ने स्ट्रेट फ्रॉम द कॉलेज वेंट फॉर अप्लाइंग फॉर द जॉब. दे बोथ आर अटेंडिंग द इंटरव्यू. तो इसको क्वेश्चन, दे आस्क द क्वेश्चन कि हाउ वुड यू एज अ सेल्स पर्सन, राइट? एंड FMCG मार्केट, like it goes to the rural areas also. So how would you handle the rural penetration of our product, okay, in the Indian scenario, अपना shampoo का product in the Indian scenario. The person who has done the internship, right, इसने startup में किया था, उसको live example के साथ he could give the plan कि I would do it this because I have done it in the past. जो बंदा जिसने internship नहीं की थी, his answer was more theory, right? कि my book says that rural penetration is possible by bullet point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He gave what his book tells you. The other guy gave what is practical on the ground, on the field experience, right? That makes a difference in your internship. कितना भी छोटा कंपनी में internship मिले, कितना भी मामूली काम करने को मिले, do it. It adds the value in your interview. You can talk about it. कोई बोलता है ना, tell me about yourself. You have 10 minutes to talk about your internship itself, right? So don't lose out the opportunity. Don't feel lazy taking up the internship. अरे छोटा कंपनी है, कुछ भी नहीं है, जाऊँ कि नहीं जाऊँ, एक ही लोगों का कंपनी है. I remember a trainee who has attended the internship, वह एक भी एम्प्लॉय नहीं था. She just took it. CEO के साथ काम करने को मिल रहा है यार, फाउंडर मेंबर के साथ काम करने को मिलेगा. Who gets that? So छोटा बड़ा brand and all of these things doesn't matter at the internship level. ले लो, जो भी करने को मिल रहा है ले लो, take it as an experience because it is going to help you in your interviews. It is going to give you an edge over the rest of the people. Okay, so we talked about the internship case study. I'll give you one more case study. मिस्टेक्स ऑफ द लेट प्रिपरेशन क्या होता है? आप 6 महीने में हो, आपने पूरा टाइम आपने पढ़ाई की, यू स्टडीड वेल, यू स्कोर वेल, आपने मार्क्स बहुत अच्छे लाए, सब किया, लेकिन आपने रेज्यूमे बिल्ड नहीं किया, आपने मॉक इंटरव्यूज़ नहीं दिए, यू डिडंट डू द नेटवर्किंग. ये ओवरनाइट नहीं होगा. द रेज्यूमे बिल्डिंग, मॉक इंटरव्यूज़, इफ़ यू थिंक दैट टुमारो आई हैव अ इंटरव्यू and I will do the mock interview a day before. No boss, ये नहीं होगा. This is not going to help. So late preparation is very very dangerous. Never do late preparation. Proactively पूरे 1.5 year मेहनत करो, preparation करो, then only you will be your college, your marks will give you the shortlisting for the interview. Selection आपका आपके preparation पे होगा. How well you have prepared. Okay. So I'm very glad that I am, talking to such a attentive class of people, class of students. I'm very glad. So we will reach to the last one, last phase. Next one. तो ये communication का हम लोगों ने देख लिया कि English, clarity, confidence, structure, फिर networking में connections, build LinkedIn early, talk to senior alumni. We spoke about all of this, right? Communication भी तो it all is a very standard thing. Depends how you built it. Next one. तो mistakes to avoid. Okay, in your next 2 years, what not to do. One is chasing marks only. We spoke about it. Marks ज़रूरी है, but building around other things. Right, your connects, your presentation, right, your alumni connects, your club memberships, etc. are equally important. So don't just focus on your academic marks, scores, etc. The next one is ignoring the skills. We spoke about so many skills building abilities, skill building requirements today. उसको ignore मत करना. Don't think that, oh, finance person doesn't need sales acumen. Of course everybody is selling. You're selling your own profile to the employer, so why not? So don't ignore any of the skills which are given. No internship, no, not good. Lack of communication, last minute preparation. We spoke about last minute preparation, how it will put you in a difficult situation. Okay, so all of these things, what not to do. Next one. So चलो इसको execute कैसे करते हैं? We spoke about the execution, right? How do we execute it? तो आपके पास 30 days monthly plan, 6 monthly plan होना चाहिए. As I said कि prepare a plan on a piece of paper. ट्रेजेक्टरी बनाओ, डेली एक्टिविटी का एक एक्शन प्लान बनाओ. यू एट द यंग एज टेंड टू मिस आउट. इट्स वेरी ऑब्वियस कि अरे प्लान तो बनाया, किया ही नहीं, है ना. हो सकता है यू विल प्रिपेयर अ प्लान बट यू मे नॉट एग्जीक्यूट इट. तो क्या होता है, 30 minutes रीडिंग है, 30 minutes स्किल बिल्डिंग है. तो स्किल बिल्डिंग में आप पॉडकास्ट सुनो, यूट्यूब सुनो. यूट्यूब इज़ abundance of knowledge, abundance of information, not only the entertainment but skill building. You just give the keyword and you will find it. 30 minutes रीडिंग जैसे मैंने बताया कि यू कैन रीड एनी एकेडमिक बुक, एनी पर्सनैलिटी बुक्स. ओके, फेमस पर्सनैलिटीज़ के बायोग्राफीज़ हैं, उसको पढ़ो. You will learn something from that. न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ो. 30 minutes स्किल बिल्डिंग. वीकली क्या करोगे, 1 mock interview, 1 LinkedIn post. LinkedIn post बोलेंगे तो you have to write what you have thought about. Okay, so इसमें we will come to that next. 1 LinkedIn post. Monthly में 1 new connection with the industry expert. So as I said, you will send the connection request to maybe 100 people. 100 में से कोई 10-12 लोग ही आपके रिक्वेस्ट को एक्सेप्ट करेंगे, राइट. सो 1 एक्सपर्ट से आप कनेक्ट हो गए बाय चांस. ओके, समबडी हैज़ एक्सेप्टेड, यू पुट अ थैंक यू नोट कि थैंक्स फॉर कनेक्टिंग, आई एम ईगर टू लर्न समथिंग. एक मैसेज भी डाल दो उनको कि आई वॉज रिसेंटली प्रिपेयरिंग अ project on this subject and I know you are an expert in that and wanted a guidance. Please give me 4 pointers how I can build my project around this. लिखो, मैसेज लिखो. शायद आपका मैसेज इग्नोर हो जाएगा. सी, आई एम प्रिपेयरिंग यू फॉर एक्सेप्टिंग द फेलियर्स. माई होल पर्पज इज फेलियर इज़ अ पार्ट ऑफ द गेम. उससे डिसअपॉइंट मत होना. लोग आपको ना बोलेंगे, लोग आपको इग्नोर करेंगे बिकॉज यू आर एट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ योर करियर. ओके, बट वो उसको डिसअपॉइंटमेंट करके मत लेना. डोंट टेक इट एज अ फेलियर. नो, आई विल रीच आउट टू द नेक्स्ट पर्सन, दैट्स ओके. और इतना रेजिलियंस तो हम में होना ही चाहिए. वी नीड टू हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ अ रेजिलियंस अमंग अस कि ना बोल दिया यार, अभी कैसे, माई होल वीक गोज इन अ सैडनेस कि यार सच अ गुड आइडिया, ही सेड नो फ्लैट ऑन माई फेस, हाउ कम. नो, दैट्स ओके, है ना. So that's what we are talking about. 1 connection with the industry expert. Go reach out to him. Go in the sense not physically go. Send a message. Send a interesting article. Someday they will notice you. 40 लोगों को भेजो आपके articles. 40 लोगों को भेजो आपके request. Somebody will notice you. Next one. That's all right. I think I had a last slide. Nahi? Okay. Go back to the. So we spoke good 1.5 hour, right? We spoke good 1.5 hour. I exceeded 15 minutes than the scheduled time. I apologize for that. But such a wonderful live audience made me to go to the last slide. Otherwise, I thought maybe आधे इसमें ही मुझे शायद wind up करना पड़ेगा. 11:15 was my plan कि अगर audience interesting नहीं होगा तो I will wind up early. I'll go fast forward. But very interesting, inquisitive audience, and I am very glad. You all are Gen Zs, okay? You have a specialized identity, okay? Utilize it, okay? आपको lot of new things that you are exposed to in today's world. AI आपके जनरेशन में आया है. You're fortunate, okay? So take the benefit, advantage of your age, advantage of your energy, and advantage of your college. College is a foundation. College has a wonderful library. College has a wonderful professors, connects, contacts. I was just talking to one of your ma'am. She was telling Deloitte had come and picked up 100 odd students from your college. Oh, that's a wonderful thing. Those 100 students, they can come as a visiting faculty. You can request and ask your professor, can you please ask them to come on Sunday? If they are busy Monday to Friday, call them on Saturday, Sunday. So this is what is giving you an opportunity ready on the plate. Use it. Use it wisely. and use it on time. If you think 10 years down the line, अरे मैंने college के time ये करना चाहिए था, don't reach to that stage. Even if you reach to that stage, now learning is not a age appropriate, okay? You can learn any time of the year. आजकल लोग 70 एज में भी CA चार्टर्ड अकाउंटिंग का एग्जाम्स दे रहे हैं, just because they want to boost their confidence. So ऐसे कुछ नहीं है, but this is your primitive age, primitive time. आपके पास बहुत टाइम भी है. As I said, you might be spending 6 hours in a classroom, but you have rest of the 18 hours with you. Utilize it wisely. थोड़ा सा लेजीनेस हटा दो माइंड में से, बॉडी में से. Get the energy. Fitness is another important thing I want to talk about, although this is not a part of my presentation, but I am a yoga enthusiast, okay? I am a trainer. I teach yoga to people, as well as I am fitness and health enthusiast. So young generation, please focus on your health while you are focusing on your career. बहुत ही our population is very ignorant about this. I see the awareness nowadays happening, but not to the level that we expect the generation who is entered into the adulthood. So health awareness, healthy eating, then fitness goals, दौड़ना, भागना, खेलना should be a part of your regime. No compromise on that. Please, my humble request. I have seen lot of young people going through lot of health issues in their later part of their life. The base of it is your early time. You have to be aware about what is my fitness goal. Put as a part of your career goal. Okay. The second important thing, the financial literacy. Unfortunately, our academics in the early school time does not cover the financial literacy as a part of our curriculum. That is very unfortunate. हम लोग financial literacy तब सीखते हैं जब हमारे पास पहला 1 लाख रुपया आता है, या फर्स्ट सैलरी आती है, या फिर आफ्टर 5 years of experience मेरे पास पैसा आया, अभी मेरे को बुक पढ़ना है, मुझे कहाँ इन्वेस्ट करना है, कहाँ सेविंग करना है, कहाँ वाइजली ये करना है, कहाँ एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप डालनी है. दैट इज़ प्रिटी लेट. ओके, सो जब टाइम मिले फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी पे भी फोकस करो. ऑल्दो दिस इज़ नॉट समथिंग एज अ पार्ट ऑफ योर करियर बिल्डिंग, बट इज़ अ कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री थिंग. इट विल कॉम्प्लीमेंट यू लॉन्ग टर्म. ओके, so I want to stop here and open up for any question answer session. Sir, do we have a time?
Maybe one hour question you can take.
Yes,
Because
I
we
am
have
sorry.
got to take a break also.
Right. So any questions now?
One question we can have.
Yeah. Yes.
Jai Hind, ma'am. Myself Swami Chakrabarti. Ma'am, I wanted to ask you that a few minutes earlier you mentioned about that you had 15% in your team and there were 2 bottom performers as you were telling me. And it was you being the bigger person, you mostly handle, you being proactive and you handle the job. So how do we handle these bottom performers? Apart from you being proactive, you being the bigger person, they have to be better at their jobs as well. So how do we manage these kind of employees?
Correct. Very apt question, because anybody can be at that stage.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Anybody can be. So bottom performers are not necessarily they are the bad performers. They are basically probably are not skilled enough to do the job. Okay. So when I rightly said that 2 things, I have 2 perspectives when I address this problem. One is the business perspective and one is the individual perspective. As a manager, I am responsible for his performance. So I am partially responsible for his bottom performance. I have not taken enough efforts to upskill him. I have not indicated him probably on time that, you know what, you have to reach to this level and probably you need to pick up your skills in this area. So I take the accountability on this as well as the responsibility to ensure that I build his skills to reach to that level. Okay, uplifting the performance is the responsibility always of the manager, right? So I am aware about it. First thing I do is I am constantly aware that these are my 2 bottom performers and I have to bring them to the next level. So I prepare a plan. I always have a plan, as I said, proactive planning. I always have a plan, the quarterly plan, the monthly plan, on how to enhance their skills. So we have a skill trainings, we have a upgrade trainings. So we let them go through the training process to reach to the better performance level. We have the peer interactions. So you have a bottom performer, you have a top performer, you have a cross training. Okay, you always align them with the peers who are good, performing good, and understand where they lack. Okay, that is a second thing. That is a personal front I have to ensure as a manager. It's my moral responsibility to ensure. From the business perspective, can I hang on to the bottom performer and let the entire performance go down? The answer is no. I have to take some hard decisions, right? So we do the upskilling, training, cross training, checking out their interest. Probably they were not interested in this role at all from the beginning, right? The psychological assessment we do, counseling we do. And at the end of it, right, we are running the business. We have to be responsible. At the same time, I have to be responsible for those two people's salaries also, right? So we take some time, not very frequently, but we take a hard decision to let them go. Or we give them alternative choices that, okay, you are not liking recruitment, you want to do something else, do it. We create an opportunity. But then we have a limited opportunity, right? So that's the way we deal with the bottom performers. But see, trust me, not only I am aware they are bottom performer, they themselves are aware about it. That somewhere I am missing. So efforts are to be from him also, how he adapt and how he accept the whole process that we are asking him to go through.
Thank you.
I hope I have answered.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.